Hello everyone. Please, if you are online, Kindly drop a message in the comment section. Kindly drop a message in the comment section. You can use your favorite emoji. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So we'll be starting the class. We don't have enough or let's say much time. I'm very sorry we had to reschedule the classes. It was supposed to hold by 3 p.m. But for some reasons we had to reschedule it. I'm very sorry about that. So not waste much of our time. I don't know. I'm just seeing one person here, just one person. But please, can you drop a message if you can hear me? Drop a message in the comment section if you can hear me. Please, can you drop a message if you can hear me? Okay, okay, thank you. So we'll be using our slide. Yes, we'll be using our slide for the tutorials. And we actually starting with Excel. Now, Excel is one of the tools used for data analysis. Yesterday classes, we started talking about Excel and its functionalities and what it is used for in respect to data analysis. And it's we can say that Excel is one of the primary tools. If you ask me, I would say it is very not just that it's very important. It is mostly used by virtually everybody that does data analysis, and it is the basics. So here will be this is the objective, the outline for our classes today. We understand the basics of Excel and its applications. We will learn how to create and manage worksheets and workbooks. Understand how to perform basic calculations and data analysis. Learn how to create charts and graphs to visualize data. We might not be able to exhaust everything today. That's why we still have tomorrow there. And also, I need to mention this. We'll be giving you a task to work on after the classes. So, we will be moving over to introduction to Excel. Microsoft Excel is one of the most widely used tools for data analysis across various industries. Its user-friendly interface, powerful functions, and visualization capabilities make it essential for professional handling large data sets. Now, aside SQL that is used for database manipulation and also management and also for handling larger data sets, Excel is also one of the great tools that do same thing. Now, for our Excel, we'll be looking into the key features of Excel. Now, there are about 6 key features I think that I wrote down here. We have the data cleaning and transformation. Excel provides tools like text to columns, remove duplicates, and find to clean raw data efficiently. Functions like trim, clean, and substitute help refine messy data and filtering. The sort and filter feature allows users to organize data systematically. The advanced filter option helps extract specific insights based on customized criteria. 3. The pivot tables for summarization. Pivot tables enable quick summarization of large data sets. Users can group, filter, and create calculated fields without needing complex formulas. and with time we'll get used to these pivot tables. For me, I like using pivot tables a lot, especially when the data set is very large. So you can just easily summarize things, get your graph, and move it to your dashboard for visualization. Now, the fourth feature that we have here is data visualization with charts and graphs. Excel provides a variety of charts, bar, line, pie, scatter chart, etc. to help visualize data. The conditional formatting feature also allows for dynamic data highlighting based on specific functions. Now, in the course of this class, you also learn specific charts you can use for different data sizes. Let us say if I am to handle probably um I'm trying to compare about three people working in a company, three who had higher revenue for the month. I can be using a pie chart. You can use a pie chart, you can use a donut chart, which is what I think I used in one of the dashboards I presented yesterday. So for different numbers of data sets. If it's too large, if it's something that involves, you can use a line chart. And also for the fifth future, our fifth future is statistical and analytical functions. Excel built-in functions like average, countif, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index, and match make Excel a powerful tool for statistical and business analysis. Now also, in the course of our tutorial today, today's classes will be treating some of these functions. We'll be handling some of these functions with you. And also for this VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, there is also a recent one that is called XLOOKUP. We have the XLOOKUP, and it does the same thing that VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP does. Now the sixth on our list is Power Query and Power Pivot. We have the Power Query. Power Query automates data extraction and transformation from multiple sources, while Power Pivot enhances large-scale data modeling and analysis using data models and DAX functions. Now, this is advanced. Gradually, you get to this stage. And also, there's something I need to chip in. Excel has provided us with, let us say, AI function that you can use for quick analysis. Yes, you can just type in a certain thing, help me to check who has the highest revenue and so and so. It will bring out the result for you. So that is also one of the cool features of Excel. We have number 7 on our list, what if analysis and forecasting. It is one of the key features of Microsoft Excel. Excel's what if analysis tools such as GoSeek, Scenario Manager, and data tables help in predictive analysis and decision making. In essence, it just makes the job easier for you. You simply type in what you want most times, just try to summarize what you want, and it provides a result for you. That is one of the major features of Microsoft Excel. So we'll be working with data currently. I'll be sharing my screen. You will see how Excel looks like. Of course, most of us must be used to Excel by now. I, at least you must have seen a spreadsheet. Now, Excel is actually a spreadsheet. Probably in your during your school days, when you are offered your results, you see how it was organized in a tabular form. They'll write your subjects and write your score probably for first term, second term, third term, and then the total. So it is usually organized in a tabular form, and that is how Excel looks like. Is a spreadsheet. Now, Excel is also used for mathematical calculations. It is used for preparing budgets. It is used for, there are so many features Microsoft Excel is used for. So now entering and editing data, we'll be working with our Excel sheet. Let me open my screen to Microsoft Excel. So um, for this space where we'll be entering some set of data. Now, okay, I'll be explaining this to everyone. I believe everyone is seeing my screen, please. I hope you are all seeing my screen. Okay. So, um, yesterday in our last class, we had something like this introduced to us. We had something like this. So, this is actually our worksheet. Is our worksheet. This space where you see different boxes. Each of these boxes are called cells. They are called cells, and we call these columns. We call these ones rows vertically and horizontally. So now, and in my previous class, I mentioned that each of these cells are unique. Each of the cells are unique. So for entering data, we also said yesterday, if you can remember, I said when you enter a number, it is aligned. If you enter an alphabet or maybe words, they are left aligned, sorry. So let's say I want to enter something like 78, I move to the next cell, it is right aligned. If I'm entering something like a word, it is right aligned. That is how Excel works. So now we'll be working with some of this stuff. We'll be using our templates. This slide will be going according to the stuff you are provided here. Gradually we'll achieve something meaningful today. And I have said earlier, we'll share a link where you can access some data sets that you work with. You access some data sets that you work with. So now for entering and editing data, we'll just try to create something on our own. Let's say we want to create probably a want to create a list company. Now on this our cell, this column will be salesperson name, salesperson name. Now here you can now enter the person's name like Emmanuel. This will be brief. Emmanuel, Grace, Francis, Daniel, Damina, Damina. So now salesperson name is actually the title column. So we are going to format this. That brings us to the place where we spoke about formatting cells and data with colors and fonts. So if you've been working with Excel or probably any of these Microsoft software before now, you should be used to something like this. So when I double tap on this thing, there are some certain features that you will not see on your ribbon. Yes, but if I'm to click on this, let's say just a single box, you will notice that most of the features are showing properly on our home. And each of these menu tabs have different features on them. So now for our salesperson name, I want to edit this box. I want to fill it up probably with the color blue. And then I want to increase my font to something like let's say I want to increase it to 14. Okay, 14 may be better. Then let's bold in the text. We just want to do something. If you are getting used to Excel for the first time, you can adjust each of these cells. Not just each of the cells, just you can adjust. When you come to the top, you can adjust. If you also want to adjust any of these downwards, you can come here and drag down. When you come to the right margin, you can drag it down. Now, here I want to type in amount the or revenue that each of these salesperson generated. Revenue. So I'm going to change this to also blue. I'll make it same color with this, and I'll increase it font size. I'll increase the font size to same thing as this one, I think 16 or 14. And we can bold in it as well. So here we'll be entering numbers. Now We can enter maybe for the for this our revenues, we'll enter numbers. We'll be using 40,000 for Emmanuel. This other guy 50,000. We'll use 100,000. Then this other guy 55,000. Another guy 45 or 450,000. Let's just make it higher. So now for this particular piece, this listen, we are going to work with, let's use our, so I've shown you how to change font size and also how to change color if you want to impute colors to your dashboard. So the next on our list is basic calculations using sum. I don't think we will head over to this immediately. Let's try to manipulate some stuffs here. Let's just work on some stuffs here. So now we'll just be doing simple calculations at the moment. Let's start gradually. We want to add up the total amount that was gotten from this revenue. So type in total here, total. Now we can do, when you want to start a formula in Excel, you start with equal to first, equal to. Now you can click on any of these cells and tend to drag it down. Sorry, excuse me. You can use equal to again, and let's say we want to add Emmanuel and Grace revenue. Let's use plus sign and click on this guy. When you click on star, it gives us the amount, which is 90,000. So let us say we want to sum up everything. Excuse me, please. Let's try to bold in this text and change the color to green. Total amount. Now, I want to add up everything here. You can use the equal to sum. I hope everybody saw the feature that we used there for basic addition. But for some functions, you can use sum to do same addition that we did in the other lesson, and it will allow you to add up a larger number of datas together. So now we are going to add up everything in revenue, and we use the equal to sum. We can select this and drag down and click on enter. We'll get the total revenue. Hope everybody is following up. So now we'll also be working with other types of formatting. You can see this conditional formatting. You can see this conditional formatting. So here I want to say any of this that is above 40,000, I want it to be as my, any of our minimum, any of this that is above 50,000 should have the color of green. Now we can use conditional formatting to achieve this. When you come to highlight cell rules, highlight cell rules, you can see several ways you can manipulate this stuff. When we click on our greater than, you will see that it provides us with the option that any of these format cells that are greater than 50,000, we have a light red. You can still click on this drop down to select any of the ones you want. You click on OK, and you can drag it down. Sorry, excuse me. First, you have to select this. Please, you select the box that, you select the column that has it. Then you click on format cells and do click on the greater than. Now, anyone that is above 50,000, we can do type now 50,000. 50,000. You click on OK. Now, we notice that everyone that is above 50,000 has this color green. Now, did you also notice that 50,000 was not added because we did not say anyone that is equal to or greater than 50,000 should be green. So in the course of your learning, you also learn logical operations and how to use if functions and true false statements in Excel. We also have several other features for conditional formatting. We can use between, we can use equal to, we can use text that con. So I will, in our task, I'll give you an assignment to probably work with some and get accustomed with it. Then we also have this top bottom rules. Just pick one from each of them. Now for the top 10 items, let's say top 10 items, I'm going to reduce this to something like top 2 should have the color um, yellow. Sorry, please. Before you start using your conditional formatting, try to select this. Try to select the column you are working with. So here I'm going to okay, first let me clear all the rules, the initial rules I used for this. We'll clear these rules so that we can see the other one effectively. Now I want to do top 10 items, but I'm going to reduce mine to top 3, top 3 items, and I want it to select it as green fill. You click on OK. Now you can see our top 3 items. Sorry, I'm selecting this other guy, but let's still work with it. We have this 100,000, we have 450,000 as our highest our top 3 items here. So this is for conditional formatting. We still have other ways like data bars. So let's use this. We can work with something like this. Click on this. You will see that it will bring the bars will be positioned according to how much we have there. So that is how conditional formatting is. You use it when you want to make you want to differentiate. That is majorly when we use conditional formatting. Now we also have this place where you can use, if you want to clear a rule that you used earlier, you can click on this clear rules. Click on clear rules from selected cells or clear rules from entire sheet. I want to clear from entire sheet. Now, when you click on you want to create a new rule. Later on, you can play around with this conditional formatting. We can click on new rule. You want to create a new rule. Now we have these places, format all cells based on their values, format only cells that contain so value. So probably I want to use this guy and I say format only cells that contain between 50,000 or 40,000 and 60,000. Now I can select a color. Here you can select either, I will be using a color. There are other features you can use, font or border, but here I'm going to use this guy. Let me use red. And I click on OK. And I click on OK. So any of our revenues that is between 40,000 and 60,000 will be highlighted with red. Now we also have this other feature where let's clear rules again. Clear rules where you can enter formulas if you wish to use a formula. Use a formula to determine which cells to format. So as I earlier stated, if you want to start a formula in Excel, you use equal to. Excuse me. I'm going to let's type something here. I want to use a formula here that any of my revenue that is less than 60,000 should be highlighted as red. So I'm here. I'm going to type my 60,000 here. So, and very soon in the next very now, I'll be talking about absolute and relative referencing in Excel. Absolute and relative referencing in Excel. So here is where we are going to first use this absolute and relative referencing. So here I have highlighted this box. Now I'm going to use a new rule, use a formula, and I'm using equal to. Let me select. I'll select one of these. Now I will explain this dollar sign. That is absolute referencing later on. If B3 is greater than is greater than 60, this is absolute referencing. I click on OK. Sorry, excuse me. But let me edit that row. Manage rules. We can manage our rules. Now I want to edit this row. I want to use I want it to be highlighted as red. You can click on OK, OK, and apply. Okay. So each of these cells that is sorry, greater than, what did I do? Greater than 60,000 is supposed to be highlighted as highlighted red. Equal to B3. There's a mistake somewhere. Hold on. Let me use this guy. I'm making a mistake. Cancel. Okay, let me clear the row first so that I can work with it afresh. Clear rows from selected cells. Now I'm selecting this. We are using new rule, use a formula. So we are going to use our equal to B3, B3. Oh, let me just use this other guy. It's greater than B3. Let's use the red to highlight it. Um, so any of this that is greater than any of this that 60,000 greater than is supposed to be highlighted as red. I don't know, I'm making a mistake here, but for the sake of this class, we might take this, but yet, let me see. Most times you might be having errors. It might not be exactly what you want you get, but you have to improve on it. So B3 less than F5. F5. Click on OK. Why is that? We'll have to come back to this later. So let me clear the room. So that is how conditional formatting works. You can use rules in your conditional formatting, and also we'll be explaining referencing. We'll be explaining absolute and relative referencing. I hope everybody's with me, please. Wow. Please, can you hear me? If you can hear me, drop a voice note. If you can hear me, kindly drop drop a comment. If you can hear me, drop a comment, please. If you can hear me, drop a comment. Jesus. So I'll be talking to myself. Um, uh, Wow, wow. Okay, we'll get a video listing for you. I can see, please, can we get a video summary of today's class? Yes, it will be, the link will be shared in the group. The link will be shared in the group. Okay, so now for our slide of functions, where we'll be explaining sum function, average function, count function. We'll be using a different data set that is here. We use a different data set here. That is for our basic function. So now for functions, if you want to start, the difference between for formulas, you just have to use just an equal to sign, then you select your cells and you can perform your mathematical calculations. But for functions, we have different functions and there are lots of them. Now we can use sum function for addition also. We use count function to count number of cells. Count A is the same thing with count functions. We have the max function. It's used to check the maximum number that is here. Maximum number that is here. Is a minute. We can get maximum number that is in each of any of these our cells, and for the mean we can also get the least number that is there, and average is the numbers summed together divided by the number of cells. That is what average is. For the subtotal, our subtotal will get equal to sum. Now I want to sum the numbers in February. So I will just highlight the cells and then click on my adds up everything for me. I hope you are following. I added everything that is in I added everything that is in February. Now for our count function, we want to perform the count, we want to use count function. Now we want to count the number of cells that is in March. We can use equal to count. We select our cells and I drag down, click on tab again. It counts the number of cells that is here. As you can see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we want to, for count A is same thing as the count function. Both of them work same way. Now for max, that is in our February, I want to use February for instance. We click on our equal to max, click on max. Now we can highlight this and drag down as well. We get 1133 as the maximum number that is in the month of February. Now for our mean, let's say we still want to use February again, we can use the mean is the minimum number that is in that particular row. So here we will be using February again, equal to, so want to, sorry, yes, want to use this. Now I'm selecting, drag down. Then you click on tab and we get 70 as the minimum number that is now in the month of February. Now for our average, it is the total number that is here divided by the number of cells, which is equal to average. You can always select any of this, then you click on this, we select down and tab. If you use your calculator, you will notice that it added up the numbers that is and divided by 6, which is the number of cells. That's what it did. Now for our subtotal, you are to choose a particular function you want to use. For example, I want to do the subtotal of sum of the month of February as well. Let's continue using February. Now equal to subtotal. Now for the subtotal, you see all this listed for you. You first type in the number. I want to do sum, which is 9. You type in 9, comma. Now you are expected to select the cells you want. I want to select this guy, and I drag down, click on tab, and it provides the subtotal for me in sum. If I want it in count, I can still go and change this. Let's say Control X. Sorry, I want to use count. Then I select the month of February again. I drag down. It counts it for me and provides me with the answer 6. We still have some other functions. We can't exhaust all the functions that we have. With time, you get used to them gradually. So we'll be using the proper function. Let's say for the proper function, it is when you want to spell a word, you will notice that normal spelling comes with a, the first letter as a capital letter, then the rest small letters. So you can use the equal to proper, and we click on this. We can select this guy and click on tab. Now you notice that this manus came with a capital letter as the first letter, and the rest are all small letters. That is how proper works. You can drag down. It is applicable to all of them. Now for concatenate, which in for people that for programmers, we call it concatenation. Now you want to add up this Brazil and Manus together. It can join two words together. It can join numbers as well together. So here we are going to use equal to concatenate. Concatenate. Now we are going to select this, comma, this. Click on tab. It joins the both of them together for us and provides us with Brazimanus. We can drag down and it applies to all that is here. I hope everybody is following, please. I hope everybody is following. Okay, so now we'll continue. Let's proceed. So now for the learn counts the number of words that is in a in a particular cell. Let's say we want to count the number in cities. So I can use the equal to learn. I select this particular box. Sorry, excuse me. This, then I click on tab. It counts this manus for me, and the answer is 6. We can see drag down. We can drag down, and you notice that others are following suit. Now for the uppercase, we want to capitalize everything that is here. We are going to use something like country. This is our country. We are going to use the uppercase to make everything there to be capitalized. So we use the equal to upper sign, we select Brazil, and we drag down. Sorry. Now we click on, we enter Brazil. Please, whenever I finish typing my formula and I enter the values, I use tab most times because I don't think you are seeing my keyboard. Of course, you are not. So I click on tab and it completes the process for me. Now, if I want to lowercase everything here, I use the lower, and I open bracket. When you open bracket, I want to lowercase cities. Hence, all of them are on capital. I click on tab as well, and everything goes to lowercase. You can drag it down. I notice that everything is on lowercase. Now, for our trim, I think we saw that earlier. We can use the trim. Let us say your values have, when you were given the data set, they were scattered. So you want to normalize it. and put the normal spaces where they are supposed to be. We can use the trim, equal to trim, and we open our bracket. We click on bookcases. We click on bookcases, then click on tab. We can drag down. You'll notice that chairs and charm mats had double spaces earlier on. Probably the data set is much and you cannot easily manipulate through it. Maybe all of them, they have lots of data sets that were provided for you. So you can just use the trim function to work with this. I hope you're following. You can use the trim function to work with this. So we can now, after you've used trim, you just drag down and it applies to all of them. But there's something you need to understand. If you use it, when this data set is no longer here, there will be an error. That is just it. So that data set has to be there, or if you want to remove it, maybe in our next class we'll explain how you can use the trim function and it will not affect you can easily copy it and still paste it back to replace the previous data as out conditional formatting again. Let's use conditional formatting. Okay, let's talk about referencing. Want to use referencing. Now let me explain this referencing. When you want to reference data, when you want to reference data, most of them are fixed. You don't want to change them later on. They can just remain like that. So we use absolute referencing for stuffs like that so that it can easily sum it up, or maybe want to multiply or something like that. It will continue the process just using the same fixed value. Now, for example, when you come to this place, let's use this particular data set. Let's use this data set. Now I want to multiply each of these profit and loss. I want to multiply them by 5. I want to multiply them by 5. So profit, let me change my title to profit and loss. Profit slash loss multiplied by times 5. Now we use this as theories. Sorry, we use this star as our multiplication. Now I'm going to use 844. Now for our fixed value, we want to multiply by 5. Now this is our 5 that I've typed here. 5. So here we can easily do our multiplication. This is what we do. We do equal to this guy, this guy multiplied by multiplied by 5 by this guy. So now if you notice, wait, let me change something here so that you can see what we are doing. Now we have other numbers that is here. 7. We have 7 here. We have 8 here. I want to show you how absolute referencing works. So when you click on equal to and you click on this guy, you click on this guy and you do multiplied by this one and click on enter. When you drag down, the next processes that keep on going on will now be this particular profit slash loss 3,000 divided by 6. It will just be doing the processes and be going down. Instead of, all I wanted was all data here to be multiplied by only 5 and not the numbers that comes after it. Probably you can check it with your calculator if you have a calculator there. So when we want to perform this particular function, there's something we do. You Let me delete all of this. So now I want to use an absolute referencing for this. So that's where you see that dollar sign that we used earlier. We use this dollar sign for absolute referencing. Now when you click on tab, when you drag them down, will be multiplied by only 5. That is what goes on here. So when you want to check it out, if you double tap, you'll notice that it still highlights this K2 for you. I just believe you guys are seeing my screen and also I'm audible. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. Now for our next slide, multiple worksheets, creating and managing multiple worksheets. Now there's something I want to say. Worksheets are contained in workbooks. These are workbook. Workbook comprises of all these worksheets that you see: data, clean, new by region, ref, sales rep, ref, product. It is actually a workbook. Now, if you want to create a new worksheet, which is one of the things we did yesterday, you can click on the plus sign to create a new worksheet. You can click on this plus sign to create a new worksheet. So now that is if I want to create a new worksheet, I can click on the plus sign to create a new worksheet. But I won't be doing that at the moment. So there's something else I want to show you when it comes to cleaning data. I want to show you how to fill flash fill in Excel. How flash fill works in Excel. Flash fill. There's the data I'm looking for that function. Okay, so now we have this particular data. We want to do a flash fill in the sense that we want these numbers 200,000 to be separated from the names that are here. This number separated from the names that are here. So you come to the next cell after this one, after the one that has your name and the numbers joined together. You can click on the cell, you type in your 200,000, 200,000. You still select. Doing this like this, it will take a lot of time. So to reduce the stress, what we just do is we flash fill. When you hover to your insert pane, your insert, no, sorry, when you hover to data, to your data pane, you can see this flash fill at the top. Now the flash fill is going to ease the process for us. So I click on flash fill and it does everything. Boom, very simple. And numbers have been separated from those ones. Now for this one that has 212 set is because it had this number before a letter and then the next digit. So we can, sorry, so we can delete that and we are left with this. We are left with this. So you can still try to rework on some of this. We'll share you some data to work with and also some other stuffs you can do. So we'll be moving over to, let's use our slide once more. We have learned how to create a worksheet. We have learned how to create and manage multiple workbooks. I don't know if I've shown that. I know, wait, let me just show you. But it is quite easy to create a workbook. You can come here, click on file, you can see new, you can click on the new to create a workbook and save it in your PC. So, and also you can click on open if you want to access a workbook that was previously in your file. And we've also mentioned that workbook comprises of worksheets. You can see worksheets here. All these are worksheets, different worksheets, and they contain several stuff. So very soon we'll head over to how to create pivot tables, creating pivot tables. So here we the third is understanding worksheets and workbook properties. Understanding worksheets and workbook properties, which we've explained the difference between the two, what you find in the workbook and also how to create a worksheet. That's what you need to understand. Now for data analysis and visualization, which requires creating graphs and using charts for visualization to explain to your audience, because we cannot, when you come here, you cannot come and start showing them this raw data and start telling them maybe in the month of March 2025, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely had this particular amount in sales. It will not make sense. They will feel confused. So you can use graphs for your presentations and for visualization purposes. Now, Excel presents you with such features. We'll go over to that. If functions later on, charts and graphs, understanding charts and graph types. Now, we've also said earlier that there are different types you can use for different functions, different types of graphs for different functions. I cannot be using a pie chart for a larger data set. So with time, we'll get to that. Now, let's we'll be talking about if functions later, but see what we'll do. Let's talk about the charts. Hence is the next on our list. I believe everybody is hearing me, please. I believe everybody is hearing me. If you can hear me, kindly drop a message in the comment section. We'll be ending soon, but first of all, let's talk about the charts. Now, if I want to insert a chart, I can first of all convert. Let's use this particular cleaning data. I can click on insert, you click on table, then click on OK. It converts everything to a table. Now you can filter using a table. Now, if I want to filter or sort by names, or let's say I want to sort A to Z, I can sort those names A to Z, ascending and descending. That is what one of the functionalities a table gives to you. Now, you can also, for creating charts, I like using pivot tables. So here we are going to insert a pivot table. You first select any of these cells first. When you want to create a pivot table, make sure you're inside these cells that have the data, not outside the cell. It must be within here. Then you click on insert. When you click on insert, you can see this place for pivot tables. So here we can click from table range. Now they give you the option for new worksheet or existing worksheet. We are going to use a new worksheet entirely for this. So we click on OK. We click on OK. Want to select the year, want to select total sales, and maybe that data we are using is data about music and the sales that was made from it. So here we are going to use the artists, how much they had to use total sales, which is the amount that was generated. Table, this is how a pivot table looks. You drag and drop for values, which are for numbers. That's where we use for anything that has to do with numbers. You paste them in the values section. So now we want to display 10. We want to display only top 10. So here we can click on this. When you click on value filters, you first come to this drop down. You come to this drop down. You click on value filters. You click on top 10. You can now select which of this. So we want it to be based on sum, and we want it to be okay. Hold on. Value top 10. Okay, let's change it to items. I'll click on okay. So we have the top sold. Now it shows you the values in the sum of total sales. Now we can also insert a chart here. You simply click inside any of this. Make sure you click on insert. Now you can select a chart. We have different charts. When you click on recommended charts, it will provide a list of charts for you. So in this case, I'm going to use a column chart, a column chart for this, hence it's 10. I cannot use a pie chart because it will be too bulky. If you notice it, you will see that it is too scattered and it's not good for visualization. So we can use a column chart. We select any of this. So this is what I want to use. Then I click on OK and I have it here. Now I can format this chart and make some changes to it. Perhaps I want it to have to look like this. Can still click on this to select any of the ones that I deem suitable for myself. Can keep scrolling down. You see more of this. Now you can also change the name of this title. You can change it to total total sales of artists, artist total sales or total sales of artists. So here we can still edit it more. We can still edit more of this. When you click on it to shape fill, want it to have a color blue, something like that. Or if you don't want it to have a fill at all, you can click no fill. Then for the out, you can click no outline and it will just be like that. Now we have several charts. We have the bar chart. Now in this case, maybe I want to use my bar chart. I will delete this. Then I can adjust this to, let's say I want to reduce this to top 3. You can come here and select 3, just 3. Then click on OK. It provides us with the top 3. Bob Dylan, Miles Davis, The Velvet Underground. Now we select inside here before we choose a chart. We click on Insert Chart. Then we can use our pie chart. I want to use a pie chart this time around. So I can, on our, we have this pie chart. Now you can also over here, you see the donut chart as well if you want to use the donut chart. But here I'll be using this. So you can see that this looks more neater. Here it looks more neater and you can move the charts around. Now let's say I want to edit this so that the numbers can show in percentage. I can select any of these charts that I want. It is more clearer like this. So we see that Bob Dylan had 35% sales compared to Miles Davis, who is the next. So you can select this same way we edited those ones. You can edit it as well. So in our next class, we'll be talking about the if functions. Let's just make this video to be for just 1 hour so that you can easily digest it. I will send a link for you to access the project you work on using what you learned today. So we'll continue tomorrow. The time for tomorrow classes will be shared in the group. I'm really sorry if you said you weren't hearing me. Next class, we'll try to be more audible and also avoid hitches. I appreciate everyone this course will be sent to you in the group. Thank you and God bless. You have a nice day. Mm.